everybody, Matt Risley here from MRI Customs. We're going to do a new 09 and later install video on a bike. The other one doesn't have a bike and the transmission and primary and stuff, so we'll go through a whole kind of overview. We'll have Mike come over here and take a look at the unit. This is how you guys are going to get it minus out of the bubble wrap. To prep the unit, you're going to take the front screws out, the ones that are closest to the actuator. I've already got these a little loose in here, so you're going to take this out. You're going to leave these two out and leave this plate out. And these guys, you're going to want to just loosen up. You'll have to put a tool on this when you get it from us because we send it tight. But you're going to want to have this kind of action going on where you can spread this out and have a lot of flexibility. So this is all prepped, and that's all you have to do to prep it. I'm going to have Mike go over and have a seat there. And we'll look at the frame and see kind of what we got to go against here. So, Mike, you're going to be viewing actually from this side like this. That's perfect. So, everybody, this is the first piece that we're going to deal with. This is called the spacer plate. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to slide this in this little recess. If you can see, it's actually going to fit in this guy right here. Our problem with this is that the bottom of this frame is pretty well bent up underneath here. So I wanted to shoot this video so I can show you guys how to fix this and go from there. So the only other thing that we've done before is in this channel in here, where we're going to put this plate, there's a bunch of usually road debris and grime, rocks and whatnot. And you want this to have a really flat fit, so put your air gun in there and spray it real good, you know, right in here, and you'll get a lot of the debris out. And if anything, you can always take a rag and wipe it off in there. I'm actually going to get one myself and be right back. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to have a look at this frame. And I don't know how well you guys can see on here. Maybe if Mike comes in this way and shoots this way here, you guys can see how toast this is up front. I mean, see how close this oil pan is to the frame here, and see how these ears are really bent up on both sides like this. It's not a huge deal, but just for application of bolting on the stand, you know, we need to fix it, or otherwise what's going to happen is the whole unit's really going to be running uphill, and it's going to want to put the actuator and the pulley really close. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by using a pry bar. This is really good. Just keep in mind where you're prying. You know, it's the oil tank, so if you pry on it, man, you could have some bad luck. So first thing we're going to do is we're just going to start. I'm just going to hook this thing in here like in one of these holes, you know, like this, and start working this down. You know, I'm sure you can see it doesn't take a lot either, because this is really weak. So start working this down like this. I'm going to come over and do that other side. Same kind of deal. We're just going to get in this hole with our pry bar and start trying to get this down a little bit. There we go. So I'm going to have Mike come back at that front section, let you guys kind of look at how much the material's already moved. Just that little bit of effort. You can see we're getting a little bit bigger space in here like this. So I'd really like to get in here and pry, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. But a good little thing to do is to put something on your pry point. So this is just a paint stick. Something like this will work out real good, where you can kind of pry against this versus the oil tank. It's going to help that weight go all the way through this wood. But so this is all we're really going to do is start going through and working this edge down. And it's pretty doggone close, to be honest with you. I can live with that. So we're much flatter down here. We don't see any more kinks in it. I don't really see anything at all. It looks pretty damn good. See how our gap in here is way better? Maybe a little tight right there. The stand's not really over here. It's over on my side. But still, might as well flatten it all the way out. So now it's perfect. So what we're going to do is next is we're going to go ahead and slide this spacer plate in. And see what happens here. We get this guy going in here. And it's going to fall in place just like that. Falls right in here in this little channel. Boom. You can hear it go in, and then your holes are going to line up here, and they're going to line up here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start with the unit. Just like in all the rest of the videos we do, I'm just going to set this here, And I'm going to start by routing the wire through here first. Okay, so I've got that wire routed over this plate, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this wire to help me pull it into place. So I'm going to set this in here, I'm going to set it up on top, I'm going to pull this right in, and I'm going to wiggle it in so we get a good fit in here. And we'll see exactly what we got. Hitting on something. Alright, I'm running into a little bit of something, so we're going to see exactly what it is. Still a little tight. Just a scotch, Mr. Mike, right here in the middle. If you can look through, kind of come through this way as best you can, and if you look like where my finger is, see it's a little tight in there, and I think that's exactly where I'm running into. I'm going to come up in here and see how this just has a little crease in it right here. That's all things that are going to fight you just a little bit more than a normal application. So we're just going to go back where we were. We don't even have to take this wire out. It's not going to be in our way at all, and we can just start again with our pry. And what we're trying to do is get this spot right there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but kind of come down in there a little bit. That opened us up a shade right there. We're going to go ahead and slide the unit in. Same as we were talking before, you're going to lead with that wire. And since this is a little jacked up, it wants to fight a little bit more than usual, but it's kind of what you're going to get when they're like this. So that's pretty much the deal right there. We're sliding on really nice. And from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and throw our 5/16 18 bolts in the front. Slide it in and get him running up in there. I'm going to do that guy. There's one. And we're going to go ahead and do our other one over here. This guy's all started. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and tighten up these two front 5/16 18 bolts. We're going to tighten up the two rears. From there, in your hardware kit, you're going to have these four holes. One is here, one is here, one is here, and one is here, and that's where your set screws are going to go. The 1/4 set screws, you want to remember to put red Loctite on those. And you're going to run those down until they touch in the front first and then in the back. And you're not going to keep loading them up to bend this plate any type of way. You're just going to give it a little extra support out here by the frame. So again, you're going to tighten up the two 5/16 18 fronts, the two 5/16 18 backs. You're going to put red Loctite on the 1/4 set screws, and you're going to run them down until they touch on the front first and then the back. And from here, we're going to go ahead and route the wire the same way that we have on the rest of the videos. We're going to bring it up in between the transmission and the primary, route it over along the top of the starter motor and into the main loom. From there, you'll go ahead and install the wiring harness, which is another one of our videos. So I hope this was helpful for you guys, and thanks for all the business and the purchase, and have a great week.